swear or affirm that
after 2 weeks of public hearings and a parade of witnesses, House Democrats are moving closer to drafting articles of impeachment against the president.
That says to me this president believes he is above the law, beyond accountability. And in my view, there is nothing more dangerous than an unethical president who believes they are above the law.
With no more hearings on the schedule, Republicans say Democrats failed to make their case.
And I think the American people see through it. They see that the facts are on the president's side, and they know this process has been entirely unfair. And frankly, I don't know where it goes next. I don't know what they got planned.
On Friday, the president claimed he was pleased with how the hearings turned out.
I think we had a tremendous week with the hoax, you know, the great hoax. They call it the impeachment hoax.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said it's clear that the president compromised national security when he attempted to pressure Ukraine into launching investigations into his political rivals.
The president has used his office for his own personal gain.
Her comments came on the final day of public impeachment hearings, where Fiona Hill, the former National Security Council staffer who advised President Trump on Russia, described a series of exchanges with Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the EU, over what she saw as two diverging diplomatic efforts in Ukraine.
He was being involved in a domestic political errand, and we were being involved in national security foreign policy, and those two things had just diverged. And I did say to him, Ambassador Sondland, Gordon, I think this is all going to blow up, and here we are.
Witness after witness told a similar story of how the president's personal lawyer interfered with U.S. policy towards Ukraine.
President Trump asked the participants to work with Mr. Giuliani on Ukraine policy.
I believe that the messages being conveyed by Mr. Giuliani were a problem.
In mid-August, it became clear to me that Giuliani's efforts to gin up politically motivated investigations were now infecting U.S. engagement with Ukraine.
And in the course of that discussion said that Rudy Giuliani was a hand grenade that was going to blow everyone up.
Many testified under oath that they came to understand that the U.S. government was putting conditions on an official White House visit with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
My impression is that in order to get the White House meeting, President Zelensky would have to deliver these investigations.
What did you understand him to mean by the drug deal that Mulvaney and Sondland were cooking up?
I took it to mean investigations for a meeting.
And that $400 million in military aid for Ukraine was being held up as the White House pressed for investigations into the Bidens and Ukraine's involvement in the 2016 election.
My clear impression was that the security assistance hold was likely intended by the president either as an expression of dissatisfaction with the Ukrainians, who had not yet agreed to the Burisma-Biden investigation, or as an effort to increase the pressure on them to do so.
Another bombshell came this week when Ambassador Gordon Sondland said even the most senior leadership of Trump's administration, including Vice President Mike Pence, Acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, knew about the campaign.
Everyone was in the loop.
Yet they've refused to testify, along with Bolton, whose name came up repeatedly in hearings and who returned to Twitter on Friday with vague tweets that he'll soon share his backstory.